Hi, my name is Mikayla Temple, and for 2 years, I've been the morning anchor and a multimedia journalist for Fox 47 News, a station in my hometown of Lansing, Michigan. 2 years ago, I was just starting my career. 9 months later, I was promoted to solo morning anchor as we launched our brand new 3-hour morning newscast with a mighty and powerful all-female team. I've been honored to tell the stories of people in my community and to wake up with them in the mornings the last couple of years. I've gotten to grow my passion of storytelling with a great team, an amazing co-anchor, and launch a pretty awesome segment called Table Talk. Now let me show you just some of the amazing people and things I've gotten to do in Lansing. Do you believe in ghosts? Well, Brad Mikayla does, and he describes what he experienced as a kid as paranormal activity. I know I've been looking forward to this since it was first announced, and Raising Cane's is officially opening tomorrow. Tune in tonight as we try some of their award-winning chicken. In a normal year, sidewalks in East Lansing would be lined up with people on St. Patrick's Day waiting to get inside bars. But on Tuesday, the City Council unanimously passed a measure that will outlaw lines on the holiday. Every once in a while, you will hear some cheering in the background, and that's as other states are reporting their governor winners that are Republican candidates. And so the excitement is continuing for them. But now here in Michigan, we are looking at about 20% of precincts reporting, and Tudor-Dixon is currently standing at about 45.7% of the votes. Downtown East Lansing will go from modern to vintage for this weekend's first annual Vintage Festival. If there's something strange in your neighborhood, who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters. It's November 1st, so you know what that means. Merry Christmas! Nurses and staff here at Sparrow Hospital tell me they're busting at the seams with COVID-19 patients and feeling overwhelmed. But who are the people discussing that change? Well, I'm going to introduce you to a couple, and they're younger than you might think. After an early morning fire, the Red Cedar Antiques in Williamston is a total loss. Coming up, we'll hear from a vendor whose booth stood right here just yesterday. If you're not already, all of those bands will be sure to get you in the Christmas spirit, because the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. Your neighborhood reporter in Lansing, Mikayla Temple, Fox 47 News. Jingle around my clock. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. Well, you don't have to travel, don't do it, because the wind and the temperatures are just gonna be a doozy of a storm. A lot of us have regrets in life. Some we might not ever be willing to admit to anyone else, and some we're not so ashamed of. It's always fun when you have babies.
Yes.
An early end to the Okemos High School football season didn't just impact the football team, it also marked the end of the season for the marching band. We have an update for you on the Nob Hill apartment fire in Okemos. During further recovery efforts, a person was found dead in one of the buildings. A moment of truth. We are trying Raising Cane's. And now we've all had it before, but obviously never in Michigan, because this is the first one in the state. In a joint statement, the Ingham County Prosecutor's Office and Lansing Police Department said the Lansing Police Department is working with the Ingham County Prosecutor's Office to assure the crime is addressed appropriately. Creates some ice crystals, and we will have our own homemade slushies. Whether this works or not, I don't know, but we're about to find out. As the 36 families affected by the Nob Hill fire are working to recover, the community continues to rally around those in need. This week, Table Talk is hitting the road to talk about some great holiday desserts. The three teams are battling it out for the last NFC playoff spot, and only time will tell if the Lions will make their first playoff appearance since 2016.
Mikayla's here all red, but between you and the post, black.
So something's with her?
Yeah, well, there's something there. Yeah.
It's a tradition for the football coach to come out here, and Mel Tucker carried on that tradition by being out here earlier this week and being out here with the band, which I think is really cool. Just students showing their support, and he's out here appreciating what they're doing, guarding the statue, and just being super excited for the game. All right, well, clearly you can tell that I am ready for Christmas. I pulled out the hat for this, okay? I am ready.
Go blue.
Yes, I'm gonna say go green because I'm a Spartan, but I support
What?
Michigan.
Can we even survive together?
All right, well, today is Black Friday to kick that off for the weekend, so get ready to shop, get your list together for what you need to shop for, but make sure you shop local tomorrow, and we will be back after this short break.
Yeah, I can list some things I've done that are not normal or not that are very unusual for one person to do.
Ken Hall has the perfect life.
He's just an amazing guy and just so full of energy.
My senior year, I started every football game, offense and defense, every basketball game as point guard, and I won almost every track meet, especially the pole vault.
He fought in the Vietnam War, finished his military career as a sergeant.
Living this life of Mr. All-American guy with 3 beautiful kids, a beautiful wife. I mean, I had it pretty well.
Well, almost.
But I didn't want to live anymore. And how do you explain that?
The perfect life.
I couldn't.
In June 1980, Hall walked into a bank.
I knew the bank's policies were not to attack.
Maybe, he thought, if he tried to rob it, police would kill him. His wife and children could collect his life insurance.
I had a toy gun. I didn't have a real gun. I've never owned a real gun in my life.
He did it, but he got away.
They called me the jogging bandit because I never ran away. I just kind of jogged away and like, hurry up and catch me.
Every month for 2 years.
I robbed another bank.
Then another one.
Robbed another bank.
Until a police officer risked his own life, tackled him, and arrested him.
When I was arrested, there was a police officer down in Sylvania, Ohio, that kind of broke protocol.
And his life was changed forever.
He shouldn't have done that. And saved my life.
Facing up to 50 years in prison, Kent took a plea deal and spent 6.5 years reflecting.
I sat on my bunk and I wrote letters to different people and so on. And I started questioning God.
Until the answer came to him from writing on the wall.
Through tears, on the wall, right next to me. Could someone else have put it? Yeah, there are 3 words. God loves all.
That's the day his life began to change.
It was like this overwhelming peace. And I was like, I knew that wasn't me doing all that other stuff.
14 years ago, Kent was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress related to his time as a sergeant in the Vietnam War.
Even though you're that suicidal, there's still this instinct to survive.
Not only did he survive, he's thrived.
2014, came back to Michigan, and I organized the first PTSI, post-traumatic stress injury awareness day in the state of Michigan.
Since then, 46 states changed the word disorder to injury, and Hall has advocated for every single one.
I'm not afraid to talk about it.
But when he's not advocating with Honor for All,
He just has such a passion about the community that he lives in.
he's busy making a positive difference in Williamston.
He's making that mark and leaving that footprint behind that people will look at something in the city and go, oh, Kent had a hand in that.
Leaving a little bit of Kent
Everybody that he touches, he leaves a lasting mark.
in everything he does.
That's just who Kent is.
Just keep rolling.
When life gives you lemons,
Would you like a cup?
you make lemonade.
Well, that's good.
Or at least that's what 10-year-old Ella Prohaska does.
We actually started this at my old house, and the first time that I sold lemonade there, which I didn't really sell it at much, nobody cared.
Sitting on the corner of Oakland and Sturgis Streets in St. John's.
Here, everybody just comes, and it's super nice here.
Serving up smiles.
To see the little kids' looks on their faces whenever they see Tobias, and just giving people stuff, really. Just giving them the lemonade.
And something sweet. But sometimes,
Thank you.
life can get a little sour.
We're standing right there, and how can you look at a 10-year-old who's in tears because they just lost their money?
When Ella went to pay for more lemonade supplies, she was surprised to find her money was missing.
My first instinct was, did someone steal it?
Somewhere along the walk between their house and the store, $80 fell out of her pocket.
I looked around for my money, I couldn't find it. So my dad grabbed his wallet, and we went back, we paid for it.
And someone found it.
An employee comes back and still even more flustered now. And she was just like, well, you didn't lose your money here. You lost your money on your way here.
But didn't return it.
The person who found it, I'm sorry to tell you, does not wish to do the right thing and return it.
So her dad, Mike Prohaska, took to social media hoping the woman who didn't turn Ella's money in would see it.
I just wanted her to see what she did to my daughter and what she took away. It wasn't just money, it was all that time that she put in.
What he didn't expect
The way the community rallied together, it blew our minds.
was the community support.
The St. John's community is the nicest community ever, really, because so many people have came.
So Ella decided to pay it forward to All About Animals in Flint.
The next day I decided to do a small fundraiser for the animal hospital that tried to save our dog Sadie.
An organization that holds a special place in her heart.
As they were getting her up to go to my dad, her heart just stopped and she collapsed, and sadly she didn't make it. But after that, they didn't even make us pay for anything. So that is why I wanted to donate.
And after a day of selling lemonade, she donated $2,358 to the shelter.
I was so proud of her because she just wanted to sell lemonade. That was her plan for the whole weekend, you know, to be out here and, you know, and for her to decide that, and most kids would want to keep that.
So even though life can be a little tart sometimes.
Do you think that you'll keep running a lemonade stand?
Oh yes, a lot.
Ella will always find a way to make it a little sweeter. This is Roy, who owner and best friend Carrie Gallagher calls the goodest boy.
You're so handsome. Yes, you are. He's half Beagle and half Italian Greyhound.
He loves the typical dog things.
He likes vegetables, he likes fruits.
Especially his humans.
Every night he sleeps in bed with me and my husband, and he curls up right at my feet.
But this good boy didn't have the typical adoption story.
We decided that this is where he needed to be.
When Carrie went to pick up her dog from a doggy spa, she found a young man named Lucas in his car.
I just kind of knocked on the window and said, are you trying to give away your dog?
Lucas had to unexpectedly move home and could no longer keep Roy, and she directed him to a local humane society.
It's the Humane Society, they're no kill, and he was like, oh my gosh, thank you, and they drove off.
But as Carrie drove home, she realized Roy had left a paw-sized mark on her heart.
I got home and I just kept thinking about Roy, and I just kept asking my husband, like, what do you think is going to happen to that dog?
Then fate stepped in.
Then I got a phone call from Nana and Paws saying, hey, you forgot your wallet here. And so I had to go back and get my wallet.
When Carrie got back, she called the number Lucas left at the desk.
I said, we met in the parking lot, and I just want to let you know that if Lucas will take Roy to back to Nana and Paws, I'll go pick up Roy and I'll take care of him and we'll find him a good home.
And took Roy in with every intent to foster him until he found his forever home.
I tried to find a home for him for about, 4 days.
But soon her home was his home.
Yeah. He just made himself so at home here, and he was pretty happy here.
You like it when Mom gets down on the floor with you.
And he inspired her.
Everybody likes to talk the talk, but not very many people really walk the walk.
To foster more dogs.
When I thought, God, I can make this much difference in just one dog's life, and you know, how can I do that, you know, with more dogs? Oh, that's when we just gotten them.
8 years later, Carrie still thinks about Lucas, so she made a TikTok showing Roy in his element.
I just thought, oh my God, if Lucas could just see this and know that he was good and know that he's okay.
Hoping it would reach him.
I know what it feels like to have to give something up and know if you made the right decision. And maybe, you know, every once in a while, wouldn't we all like that confirmation that, hey, you know, that tough decision you had to make, you know, it was a good one.
Showing him that he did the right thing.
Roy's good. He landed on his feet. He's very spoiled. He's very loved. He's very well taken care of.
And Roy has always been the goodest boy. Your neighborhood reporter in Grand Ledge, Mikayla Temple, Fox 47 News.